Hey, so this is my iRobot Roomba with Dirt Detect feature. It doesn't say what model number it is, so let's find out on the other side. The annoying thing is it doesn't have a handle, but I paid very little for it and got it at a garage sale, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Or the swap and sell or something. So, what we were told was, oh, let's see. No, that doesn't have model number. Model number 531. What we were told is the thing doesn't spin. But look, it does. And we've actually seen problems with these with the bearings in here before, but it's clearly the plastic linkage that they designed in there, stupidly enough. The plastic linkage is still working, all that gearing inside of this green compartment is working, but when it runs, it kind of goes, I'm going to show you, but you're going to have to believe me on this. So I don't know what's going on. So let me show you some of the things that I have already figured out. This guy, the suction seems to be entirely occurring because of a motor that's inside of here. And you can see it when you lift up, will you lift up that yellow thing there? Go ahead and pull that. Yeah, it just comes up towards you. Okay, so that's the filter, and then in here there's a teeny little motor, and it gets its electricity from those two contacts up on the top there. So I was thinking I'd try some small voltages and see if it spins around, but I haven't done that yet. I'm presuming that that thing works, like this Roomba sucks. If it doesn't, then I'll troubleshoot that later. But this all goes away. And we need to figure out why it's not spinning. So it's a separate responsibility entirely. So that is achieved by opening this. They make these really easy to open because you got to get all the cat fur out of there all the time. And then you can like pop this thing off a little bit like that. All right, see, that'll just pop right back in there, no problem. But these don't seem to be a problem. Now here's what we know about this. There's the drive on the left side, and on the right side there's a little bearing, and this spins very freely. Don't lose this part. Super annoying. All right, let's put it over there. Good. And then it actually a nice bearing inside of that plastic part. Then the same design on this structure right here, and the same nice little bearing on there, and it's drive. I think they are actually identical bearings. And the drive square is a little smaller on that one, so you can't misplace these. Small one goes there, big one goes there. But these guys are linked, and the linkage is good. So what I'm thinking is that, did you see that? Did that one spin without the other one spinning? Oh, I don't know. I don't know which one of these drives. There is a problem with the linkage because that one's spinning and the other one's not. So one of these is probably being driven, and I don't know how that mechanism gets driven. I'm looking back in the back to see. Okay, it looks to me as if, yeah, I'm seeing in here there's a little steel rod that comes in there and probably causes this one to turn. And when this one turns, that one probably doesn't turn all the time. So I'm going to have to take this green compartment out here and look at the plastic, super cheap plastic gearing, and see if I can figure out how, whether maybe to replace the green compartment or to fix it. You know, maybe we could fix it. So it pivots right there, but that's not enough space for it to come out. Pivots right there. But we're like running into this blue plastic right here, so I don't quite know how that's going to come off. I think my plan is, at least last time I took one of these apart, I had to take out these screws right here that have arrows pointing to them, and then lift this off and see what I can do. So I'll be back. Well, the machine has revealed none of its secrets yet. We've got a battery that was replaced in June 2014, so that's cool, unless they were shipping with batteries plus batteries, but I kind of doubt that. That's a lot of battery. Yeah, look at that. You just got those contacts right there that just go bloop. That's cool. Okay, great. But, stop it! I'm still wrestling with how to get this out because I've still got this kind of big blue plastic here. Oh, you know what? The blue plastic is pretty localized. I'm taking out this screw, that screw, that screw, and that screw. And it looks like its purpose is to hold in my, my green thing. Yeah, let me try that. Indeed, those 4 screws allow me to take out the entire blue and green section, and it's I was looking at it, and there's no mechanical linkage to anything. Look, it's smart right there. You see that connector plugs in, well, this plugs in rather to the connector, and that sucker right there is getting information and energy to this probably servo right here, or maybe it's just a motor. I don't know. Ooh, look at that. See that thing goes up and down? What's that all about? Cool. Well, that'll be something to look into, why this isn't working. There's a little bit of squishy foam down here. Whatevs. Let's pop this sucker out, and I'll check back in when I've got it. Yeah, so I was really stressed out with trying to figure out how to get this out, but I just noticed that over on this side, if I pull this just a little bit, then whoop, and it all pops. Look at this. I mean, it sort of pops. Sort of kind of pops.
I was like, is it going to start raining?
There's a cable there. Oh, see this cable? You got to take this cable over here, and that guy right there. Good. Maybe now. Maybe now. Watch this. See if this will come out here? Wait for it. Easy, easy, gently. We don't want to break this, because if we break this, I'm just going to have to buy another stupid part. Buying stupid parts is really the whole point. I mean, not buying stupid parts is really the whole point. So what's catching over here? I can't even figure it. Is it just that pin? See, there's a little pin right there. And that's not coming out. Aha! Ah! Okay, good. Now that I'm at this point, I'm going to open up this side and see what's going on with the gearing. Probably I'm going to find a piece of plastic, and then I'm going to figure out how to, what's that thing called, where they 3D print stuff? Oh yeah, I'm going to figure out how to 3D print, and I'll get a new gear if I can.
You can get a fire.
Thank you.
Called for it.
All right, you might turn it off for a moment. So look at this. This is pretty much a party here. Just all kinds of nasty. And this is one of the posts, I think. And there are 2 other posts, but this guy's all wiggly, and it's moved. It's worn itself out of that spot on the case there. And I think I remember 2 other things that were sticking out. Oh yeah, this guy right here. This was sticking out. But I guess it had as a bearing just that plastic hole, but there's so much wear on it that it eased itself a much larger hole than it needed and should have been allowed. And as a consequence, if you turn one, you don't turn the other one. See that? That one spins, and the other one doesn't spin. Well, it spins sometimes, but not all the time. So the first thing is, I'm allergic to cats, and this is horrible. Ay, ay, ay. We'll just vacuum this up when I get it working again. So all this stuff, all this drag on it contributed to the sticking. Oh yeah, this is even worse. So look at this sucker here. It used to be centered right there, and this one is so worn out that the post is just enormous. Look at that. So we just need another gear like this and like another few gears with that kind of shape. But I also need another piece of plastic right here. I'm leaning towards finding out how much this mechanism would cost. Looks like the motor linkage is great, and that's probably spinning fine. But look down here for a second too. See, there's even more funk on this. And I need, if I'm going to get this to work again, I need to build those up and get those pins into place. And it looks like they only gave me, oh yeah, okay, here we go. So here are the 3 bearings. These are supposed to be grabbing that, and that. That's this bottom dude, that one, and that one. But the 3 posts, where we're getting all the wear, are not proper bearings. They're just stuck into the plastic. Oh, that's so disappointing. What a disappointing design. Aren't you disappointed?
Yeah.
I'm disappointed too. So I'm trying to get these all back into order so I can call it finished at some point. If I put this back on here, then we see those 3 pins will stick through. And this one right here, this is the issue. Look at that. It's got all that play in it. And it's got a whole bunch of play at the other end. I don't know, I'm kind of inclined to have cleaned it out, maybe pop some grease in there or something. I don't have any grease. It looks like, yeah, probably grease would just get gummy. Clean it out a little bit. and then see what happens when I put power to it, see whether it moves appropriately. All right, well, I'll decide something. You can turn it off, thanks. Well, I've come to a conclusion. I'm looking at how pitted that plastic is there, and these are the two gears that would take the most torquing if these guys had been clogged up, right? Those two early ones that are trying to transmit the spinning of the motor to the spinning of the two rollers. And Amazon's got this, well, iRobot sells it directly for $50 free shipping. Amazon's got it for $40, and that's what I'm going to do. Just going to order another one of these. It'll be all of these parts, and I'll probably save those gears in a little box in case we ever notice that. But we got to notice it before any slipping before we get there. Or maybe the best thing is do not let stuff gather on those rollers for more than, I don't know, more than one run. I guess that's the deal. All right, so I'm going to get another one of those. In the meantime, I'm going to put some voltage on these two contacts right here to see how the suction is looking, and maybe I can look at fixing up or cleaning up that motor right there, which is kind of the heart of the whole thing. Kind of cool that all of the suction occurs in this little strip right here, and these are force separated by some little pokey things that stick out right there. There you go. Just so that it keeps this kind of fixed, and these are pressed together. So it must be moving really fast right there because of the small cross-sectional area. Well, all right. See you later. Good luck. Maybe you can fix yours where I have to replace mine. But whatever, for $40 getting the Roomba back, that'll be super awesome. And then they can be friends. Hey, wouldn't you like to have your buddy back? Yeah, sure. See ya.